way to do it. You guys,
that's not how you have to do it.
Hey, Jen.
There's so much
Christmas.
more in life
Jen, hello.
than just to drown your sorrows, whatever else. That's the wrong path to be on.
Yeah. You don't have to do that when you got joy in your heart already. When you're filled with joy and love, those things are just not necessary. I mean, and you can do it, but not to do it as a celebration. You know what I mean? If you're going to have a glass of wine or something, do it as a celebration, not as something that you have to do, something that you are tied into, that you have to have. The joy of this season, man, it's what we take going into this new year. And we say all the time is that, there obviously every year we go into a new year, we get to review the past year, which I don't do. I'm my eyes on always looking this way. And I suggest very strongly that we make some proclamations. Okay, I know there's every year we do these resolutions, but a resolution is kind of a negative connotation. It's like something that you resolve yourself to do. After much deliberation, I resolve that I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lose 15 pounds.
This sounds like a dreading matter. Like, we need to go into the room. Oh, sorry for banging on the table.
Yes, I'm banging on the table.
We need to go into the room.
I'm banging on the table.
We need to go in here and discuss this reprimandment of here's what we're to do.
Yes, the council has said.
I look wonderfully towards this.
Yeah, no. Let's do those things that we look wonderfully towards. Let's look at health. Let's look at health as something as a privilege of ours, something that we should have.
Feel better.
Yeah,
let's
just
start this
to feel
better, man. Not
so I can live longer for my grandkids and my kids and whoever else. This is something I'm resolving to live longer, live better. Not that I'm going to go and do this specific thing that I know that I dread doing anyway.
I'd rather tomorrow, if you poke me up, I'm dead. Don't poke me, I don't want to move. It sounds horrible.
Huh?
I missed that.
I don't want it to sound like that.
I'm not the only one. Huh?
I want our mission for tomorrow to sound like something
exciting.
Good.
It's like a staycation or a vacation or something.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not for those reasons, but I want tomorrow to be good.
I found out today that, I had just been saying, man, because we've been on the road a lot. And I said, man, I have put in so many miles out here. I'm so sick of driving. And then today we determined we're going to drive to Illinois and back. And say, hey, listen, get your mind right. Wrap your head around it.
And I got
you don't have to go.
And I get to go with them.
Yes. Oh, that was you were excited about it. Or is that almost like a resolution?
No, look at that smile. That's the fakest smile I've ever seen in my life.
Right, really? Right? Yeah. Wow. So anyway, if you guys are out there and you're in the struggle, I know this could have been a very difficult time for you because the holidays are difficult times for people, especially families that have lost somebody to, hey, Pastor Buck, how you doing? To overdose, they weren't at the table. And I know a couple of families that are going through that personally right now. And it's just really, it's horrible. But you know what? We've got to make sure that you take your experience and you turn it into a good experience for somebody else. Share your feelings. Don't lock them in. Don't clam up. Don't stuff them, because you have now been put in a position to be a valuable healing commodity for somebody else. And God, and especially as parents, God knows we hate to outlive our children. But, if it happens, I just know so many people. We got our friend Dawn up in Ohio. Man, she has taken this thing to a whole completely different level. They've done documentaries. I mean, they're just all over it. Turn that sadness and then perhaps that anger and that resentment into some positive stuff, because that's what we have the capacity to do with this brain, man. This brain is the most amazing thing. And then when we finally find that peace that goes with faith, that knowing that you serve a kind, loving God, that if you can let go and let God, that you know that everything's always going to work out. It may not always work out the way you want it to be, but it works out in one way, shape, or fashion. God. I think her job on this show is to add the emotion, to add the female, the reality to this thing. Because, we laugh and joke, but I mean, it's a very serious issue. I mean, I know a lot of what she's going through is that a lot of friends are not here anymore. They're gone.
Okay,
You know what
this
I mean?
is the holidays, and this is the 2 times it's the people you've lost and not at the table this year. This last show and this show, kind of a hard show for me. Excuse me, sorry.
No, hey,
so I'm trying to look away as at the same time we now have cameras where we didn't used to. So I used to be able to look away and kind of hide it, and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. No, see, he hit you.
Oh, thank you, Don. Thank you, Don.
No, it's real, man. I mean, the feelings are real. I mean, when you know somebody and they're there one day and they're gone the next, and you know that the reason that they're gone is because it wasn't because they had some, a heart condition or cancer, or was hit by a car or something more hideous. It was because they had an addiction to a substance that was bound to kill them. And this is what I say for you guys that are still out there in the struggle, and God knows the struggle is real. And I know it. I'm not talking to you from some sort of textbook knowledge. I'm talking to you from firsthand experience. I know what it is you're going through, and I know that that at times you feel like all is lost. But let me make it very clear to you that it is not. And I got to make something else clear to you, is that when you make that decision to finally get that demon out of your life, to get that monkey off your back, or that gorilla, as it turns out, off of your back, what is on the other side is so wonderful. I want everybody to have the opportunity to feel the redemption, to feel the kindness, to feel the love. My favorite gift, of course, is love. And my friend Harriet's on here. Harriet, I think I told you, but I'm going to tell all the listening public out here. Harriet made it a point to stop by the tennis court the other day and tell me how much she appreciates what we do here, and those things mean the world to me. And see, sometimes you can do some things and it hurts some people, and you wasn't trying, and you didn't mean to, but you can always do something kind that's going to make somebody feel better. And that was one of my favorite gifts of the holiday, Harriet, just so you know. This is took time out of her time schedule, knowing that this is where if you want to find me, guys, police, whoever it is out there, between 11 o'clock, you know where to find me. Up until 11, you know where to find me. And she knew where to find me. She came by. She gave me some love and some encouragement. And that's what I want for everybody. I want you to go from being that person that nobody wants to be around, to that person that people like being around, and people applaud what it is that you do. Okay, that is my desire. That is my wish and my hope and my prayer for everybody that tunes into this show, for everybody that comes in contact with us on the street. Just for people who just happen to tune into a show later on just to check out and see what was going on the recovery room. Like a lot of people tell me every day, it's like, man, I just was scrolling through the thing and I saw your video and I just started to watch a little bit of it, and I got in and I really enjoyed it and I appreciate it, and so we just hope and pray again that maybe just somebody during the course of this show gets something out of it.
When you were traveling and up there in Chicago, and I think you were in the restroom, the guy walks up, "Hey, I love the show," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. Is that YouTube?
Throughout the day, I usually, I'm on like looking at all these different news articles, etc. And I read this thing, and it was talking about how they're trying to. One of the big reasons they're trying to legalize the marijuana is to get people off the fentanyl, and that you're just trading one drug that's not going to kill you, unless you eat too many brownies and stuff like that, for another one. It's just trading one problem for another problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody that overdosed from marijuana before. But
yeah, well, on brownies and cookies and stuff, but.
In another article I was just reading on, it was super sad. Up in Tampa, a guy was struggling and was telling everybody, he had all these mental issues and needed help. And unfortunately, he murdered his entire family and then himself.
Wow.
Guys, there's phone numbers out there.
Right.
Make the call the hotline. You call the suicide hotline. Call us. We'll talk to you.
Yeah. And for you guys that were around that person, and if you guys are around some people and you see them struggling, you gotta recognize, you gotta reach out to them.
Yeah.
You gotta show them some love.
I mean, I didn't personally know the person,
no,
but I've heard the story.
Yeah,
too many times.
Over. And there were some people in their lives who decided that it wasn't their job to kind of reach out to them and reel them in and give them some attention and love and some guidance and maybe get them to some kind of program or something. You know what I mean? And so, guys, we can't sit by. You see, there's a lot of things we can do, right? But one of the things that we can't do is to sit on our hands, sit by silently and watch somebody's demise. It happens all the time. It
certainly does.
Get involved. Show you care. This world is about caring. This holiday is about the King of the Jews and the King of love and compassion. That was his healing message to this planet. It changed the whole course of the planet. Everything was corrupt, and then now we see that we got this period where there's a lot of corruption going on, a lot of divisive stuff going on, and it is the time now that we need love as much as anything. So I'm on the Jesus move, and I'm trying to do this love thing anytime I can do it. I do it at my shows. I do it everywhere I go because that is the most important thing. And I'll take it to another level. I'm a love warrior, and we're looking for some more love warriors out there. We're looking for some people who are not afraid to say I love you. My kids always say, Dad, you say I love you at the end of everything you ever say to me. And I said, if I die today, that's going to be the last word you hear from me, little boy, little girl.
You're like, I love you.
my kids hear the same, because I never heard that from mine. But my kids hear that'd be the last thing on the end of a phone conversation my kids hear from me. But that's not all that it has to take. But as far as right now, and that love, but don't let it be an enabling love. Don't let it be a love that's that passive because you don't want to be the aggressor or because you don't know how to handle it. Maybe it's that love that is the love that it takes to change their lives. I can't tell you what that type of love is. Maybe he can, but don't let it be that enabling love that let it continue to where it's harmful.
I tell my dog when we all leave the house, I'm like, I love you. Anybody breaks in, kill him.
Not that love
you. But it's. I mean, we try to make light of a lot of very, very difficult situations.
Yeah.
But just remember, there's outlets for you guys to reach to, and if you don't call us, call a hotline, call somebody.
Yeah. There's help available. You just got to ask for it. And recovery is about making a decision. No decision is a decision, guys. And as far as higher powers are concerned, I'm a Jesus movement person, and I want to try to make that transformation to accepting Jesus as easy as possible. Some people that have been struggling with it, because at the end of the day, folks, it's just all about love, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. You don't have to wear any kind of special clothing. You don't even have to attend any functions or anything. You've just got to confess in your heart that you've accepted Jesus and you've accepted love as your mantra. That is the real key thing. Forget the man, forget the myth, forget all this stuff, because there's 100 stories out there. The one true story is spread love. Be a person of love. That's what this world needs, and you've got to be it. You can't just want it. You've got to give it. It is the one thing that you can give, and the more you give, the more you get. Okay? Let me see what Pastor Buck said. there is a new kind of love on the rise, and I'll tolerate love where nothing is wrong and everything is right. Don't be fooled by the fake love. Absolutely. No. None of this fake love crap.
And God can't fix fake.
No, man, we ain't talking fake at all.
When what is
Amen,
it?
Pastor.
Your choice. What does that say? Your choice without a.
We'll get back to that one. Chuck,
I'm sorry.
Same her.
I'm sorry, but you're.
Okay,
all right, moving along.
Oh, manipulation.
She'll
It
get
goes
it.
along.
She'll get it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. See, there is a fake love, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the agape love. We're talking about the type of love where, and let me answer this. Hey, Stevie. Hey, I didn't know. See, I need to talk, but you called at the absolute correct time because this is my friend and business partner Steve White on the phone. I'm doing the show right now, Steve. So you're broadcasting.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, everybody in the audience, and let me at this end, and we're good to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to put it closer to the mic.
yeah. I will call you back. But Steve has written some stuff on counseling. We're going to be getting into that. Steve will be a contributor to the show. Your timing was great.
Glad to hear that. And always happy to help. You got a great program, and everybody's helping a lot of people.
Yeah, amen. All right. Well, thanks for calling. I'll call you back after the show.
Sound good? Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Okay. If I can go back to that, it was a promise without change is considered manipulation.
That was kind of deep.
Yeah, so that
I can see that bouncing around.
It took me a minute, like get that way. It had to come out
That's actually
right.
so profound.
A
Say that one again. That's good.
A promise without change. Oh, Mama, yes. Today I'm doing a promise without change is manipulation. I mean, it's a promise without change is manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, and
that goes back to where you just came from.
And people fear change. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, speaking of the phone for them to call, I don't think, did it post on it?
The phone number that you can call,
Yeah,
Chrissy put in the wrong charger. The
The
other one's probably right over there.
It was posted up on there, but
Okay.
Right.
Hold on.
I'm not sure if it was on there or not, so.
The number is 941 536-6761. That's 941-536-6761. You can call us if you got something that you want to share about your holiday experience. There was a whole lot of talk about how do you, in this political climate that we live in, with people having such diverse political agendas, how do you have a Christmas that is void of confrontation about political affiliations?
political.
Well, no, when it's your time to leave, you just start talking about Trump or this or that, like,
Yeah.
get out of my house.
Yeah,
Or,
you're out. You're out of here.
How is it being in your family's homes that either you haven't seen? I know this time last year, I was in rehab, and it was the first time I had seen my children at this point, 15 and 17, and the first time I had seen them sober. And my anxiety was the highest in my life because my anxiety was worse seeing them sober than
she was sober, not the kids were drunk.
Yeah. That's to be clear. Yeah, it's the first time she's seen them sober. Reinterpret it means that she was sober and she saw them.
Obviously,
No, because it could be.
I'm sorry. It's the first time I was in a 30-day rehab program. It was the first time I had the blessings to see my children sober. And I was scared to death to see my kids sober at this point. When is the first time you had maybe seen your kids or on a holiday or your families or your peoples, your anyone? How does it feel? Your first reuniting upon your loved ones, your crew, on your sobriety date or your, how does that feel upon you? How did you get through it? I mean, I didn't have a choice. I mean, I was in a facility. Or maybe you were on a family going in to see somebody on the outside looking in. I mean, how did that make you feel? Questions.
Good
Call
question.
the number 941-536-6761.
Yeah. And because everybody, here's the thing. See, and somebody said this to me the other day. It's like when I say that I was an addict, and I said I was a heroin addict. Here's the picture, right? Me and I was in New York. Here's the picture: me in New York in some dark alley, banging heroin into my arm, and passing out and all that. But that wasn't what I was doing. I was inhaling it. I was sniffing it. But the thing is that there are stigmas. There's some preconceived notions that is attached to the word or the thought about somebody being an addict. And and see, the thing has no socioeconomic preferences. You can be look, you can't see you looking at me anyway. It has no socioeconomic preferences. It doesn't matter whether you're white or black or young or old or any of that. It'll accept everybody. And what was that quote? It says, "I'm the street. I will kidnap you and send you back in a bag for your family to bury you." That's a little intense, but that's just the reality. It doesn't matter about whether you're a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief. There's somebody that that is right now suffering from addiction.
I will kidnap you, raise you, and then return you to your family so they can bury you. Sincerely,
the streets.
The streets.
Intense, man. It's
there
intense, but it's real.
Daily.
Daily. And so we got to, first of all, one of the things that we got to do, one of the first reason that we started this show in the first place, and a friend of mine made these bands. This one says, "Stop the epidemic," and then the other one says, "Stop the stigma." One of the things that we wanted the most to do was to get the stigma off of, because it's not just a group of morally corrupt, criminally minded people that deserve that what they get. And I heard somebody say that. You're talking about me come out of my kind, loving self and wanting to hurt somebody. And I heard somebody say, that's what they deserve. They decided to do it, and oh man, I was hot, because it's just not always the case. I mean, sure, that is the case in some instances, but the majority of the people have had some kind of accident, have had some kind of experience and exposure to somebody that whatever used it as a means of controlling them. But there's always there's not always some people that are just bad people. Okay, and we got to get that out of our mind. It's somebody's mother, it's somebody's daughter, somebody's father, somebody's son, there's grandmothers out there. I mean, right now this thing is so crazy that it is the number one cause of death over everything. Over car accidents, over cancer, over anything. And it's so intense that it has actually brought down the mortality rate. Life expectancy has come down 3 years over the last 3 years. This thing is killing people 19 to 54. Like, it's crazy. 170 people at least a day die from overdoses. And now that we've added fentanyl, that number, it came down and it went back up. It's crazy. That's like a jetliner.
I loved it when we come.
We're not flying this time.
Okay, I can say it now. It's like a jetliner going down every day. 170 people a day dying. If a jetliner was going down every day, I bet you everybody'd be up in arms. First of all, I wouldn't be flying, but I bet you everybody'd be up in arms trying to get with the FAA and whoever it is about this problem. Well, we got to deal with it, folks. We got to deal with it. It's got to be a grassroots movement that deals with this epidemic. Okay? And that's just really the bottom line on it. And so I encourage you guys. It's like just time to get our heads out of the sand. Let's get out of that ostrich mentality. Let's get up off of the couch and all the procrastination. We're going into a New Year's and we're proclaiming that we're going to change those things that we can change. Okay. Procrastination is one of them.
And if it says even the most gut-wrenching emotions are temporary.
Amen. Amen.
Temporary.
You'll laugh so hard at the thing that was troubling you this past week. If you look back on it 6 months from now, you'll go, "Oh my God, I was all bent out of shape about that."
And when it sets you free, you're like, "Oh,
yeah,
no, I'm free.
It's free.
Free."
Don't quit. If you stumble, get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters. What today is another day to get back on track and move closer to your dreams and goals. You can do it. You can do it, man. If we can all say that to each other all day long, man. If we can get to where we encourage each other by those few words, you can do it. You can do it.
And until
you can do it,
can't go by a Sharpie. Because God can grant you the serenity to change the things you cannot accept. And the Sharpie, get the rest right. You not read that.
Huh?
Okay.
God grant me the serenity to change the things
No, I know the prayer.
Uh-huh.
What
was the Sharpie part? Explain it to the people, because maybe you can explain it to them. You had to be in the program to know this one. It's what it
was. The Sharpie to change the things that cannot change,
right.
And the wisdom to know the difference.
Okay.
Happy holidays, you all. We love you.
You have no wisdom over here. Just
it's amazing what is effective. We don't know what's effective. Yeah, maybe the Sharpie is it. Maybe if you can envision taking that Sharpie and blacking out that part. Just black it out.
It's a wisdom to know what you cannot change. Never mind. Okay, I'm sorry, you haven't. Welcome to the name. No.
I don't think it matters. Red, black, green. Doesn't matter.
Clear?
Yeah. It's white out. White out. I'm talking to y'all. Hey guys, again, if nobody's told you they love you today, let us get it from. We love you, man. We love you. We love you and like Pastor Buck said, it ain't some kind of little stupid fake love. No, it's that real stuff, because when once you get it, once you find it, once you feel it, you won't want anything else. I guarantee you. And so we encourage you guys every day to search for it. We got this program called the 2190. And the 2190 is a very, very simple program. And it's worked a lot. It's worked for me. It's worked for hers. It worked for Sean. It's worked for a lot of people. And we didn't make it up. It's just the way. It's just a reality. If you would do anything for 21 days, it becomes a habit. Okay. And if you do it for 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle. Okay. And so what we suggest very strongly is that you create this habit of positivity, meaning that for 21 days, and just you can stand on your head for 21 days. Okay. But what we're suggesting that you do is first thing in the morning and try to make it the very first. And you may wake up and do something else first, but make your morning a ritual in positivity, meaning that be grateful for something when you wake every morning for 21 days. Think about something that you're grateful for. Okay.
Be grateful you woke up.
Be grateful you woke up. It's simple as that. Okay. So be grateful you woke up. Go, oh, wow. Another day. Yes. Another opportunity to go and out here and accomplish my mission and my goal. And then when you get that gratitude, figure out what that mission and what that goal is. Figure out what it is that you do as good as anybody or better than anybody. But that thing that sets you ablaze, that sets you on fire, that ignites your passion, ignites your desire, that thing that you will do all day and all night for free, but you can earn some money at. You can earn a living doing. Okay. And visualize that. And I'm talking about visualize. I'm talking about close your eyes and picture it, because we got this reticular activating system in our brain that reacts to pictures, man. And if you create the right picture in your brain, that's what dreams are. Our dreams are trying to tell us something. Our dreams are what's on our mind. Our dreams is, they guide us. And if we would just listen, but do this though, do a daydream. envision it. Envision all the colors and smell and the smells and the feelings and all the stuff that goes along with that vision. You see, that's the beauty of this brain, man. We can do that. You can smell the cake baking in your imagination. Okay, and so do that, and then but feel it too. Feel how good it'll feel when you stand there and you accept your award for being the humanitarian of the year, or whatever it is, whatever that goal is for you. Okay, and see it and feel it, and then write it down on a piece of paper, because I don't know what the magic of the paper is, but when you write something down, it becomes a little bit more concrete. Okay,
it becomes reality.
Becomes a reality, and then I want you to write on that paper. I want you to write this acronym: ASK, ASK. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. See, these are all things that you need to do during the course of the day. See, because you got to ask for what you want. Ask not, get not. And if you ain't looking for it, you ain't gonna find it. And sometimes you just got to knock on that door. Sometimes you got to kick the door open. Okay. But if you would do those 3 things during the course of the day, take that little piece of paper, fold it up and put it in your pocket, because sometime during the day, something's going to get tough for you. And then remind yourself that this is where you're headed. This is the direction you're going in. Like when we're driving, Sean doesn't say go straight. He says go forward. Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go forward. That's where we're going. Go forward. And what you'll find is that if you will replace every negative thought that comes into your brain with a positive thought, intentionally think of something good. When something negative happens, think of something good. Guys, this brain is a muscle, and it's just like every other thing. Calisthenics. You got to exercise it. I didn't say exercise. Well, maybe I'll take that
exorcism.
Exorcism is probably necessary for some people. But I'm talking about exercise. Mental calisthenics. Train this brain to be the positive transmitter and the receptor that it could be, so that you effect positive change in your life and the lives around you. I guarantee you, people, you're going to love it. You're going to love it, and you're going to come back and you're going to say, "Ooh, T, oh Lord, you was right, man. You was right, man. Everything is falling into place, and when something bad's happened, I don't get all bent out of shape, because I know it's all going to work out. I try to think of a positive solution for what's going to happen, because everything's going to work out. It may not work out the way that you kind of envision it, but it's going to work out, and you're going to be over it. And God is going to take all them little incidents that happen to you and melt and shape it into like this big, beautiful quilt. Ever seen a quilt? A quilt is made out of these pieces of things that have no relationship to each other at all. Right. Except they come together and make this really beautiful blanket, banky, that you kind of snuggle under and gives you a sense of security.
Yeah, go mama.
Grandma. Yeah, there she goes. Anyway,
grandma.
Okay, Buck sent me something. I sent it to my message. I will post it. This? Is that? No, you go ahead.
I have fought 1,000 battles, but I'm still standing. I have cried 1,000 tears, but I am still smiling. I have been broken, betrayed, abandoned, and rejected.
All the good stuff.
But I'm still walking proud. Mm-hmm. I smile. I laugh. I live life without fear. And when I love hard, and I am humble, and I am beautiful, and I am real, and I am me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead on.
There you go.
There you go, folks.
And you,
in a nutshell.
And everyone.
Everything I said for the last 2 years in one little paragraph.
Everyone is everyone.
Love is the key, guys. Love is the key. It is such a simple equation. And I say that, and I always say it, and I must think, well, let me not say that it's simple to do. It's a simple equation, but it's not simple to do for some. For some, they just get it. I mean, some people, they get it and they wrap their arms around it and they hold on to it for dear life. Some people have to work at it, but I guarantee you, whichever way it is, when you commit yourself to it, that is what living your best life is all about. It's not about how many cars you have or how big your house is or, your status, your title. It's none of that. It is your love quotient. It is how you reverberate out into the world around you. This is word existentialism. Whoa. It's kind of like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I can't give you a teaspoon.
Yeah. But existentialism is kind of, in a nutshell, is what we do as humans. And so you've got to create your own reality within the bigger and broader reality. And it doesn't matter what's going on around you. It is you. It is how you view it that determines how you deal with it. Okay. So the existentialist has the opportunity to turn it into his most beautiful world or to turn it into its own hell. So I believe you can have a little piece of heaven right here on earth. You got some good people around you. You got a good relationship with God. You got a good, strong, some strong internal, some fortitude. I believe you can have a little slice of heaven right here on earth. You see, everybody want to go to heaven. Yeah. Ain't nobody want to die. Yeah, it is perception. If I stand on this table, Don looks a whole lot smaller than it does when we sit down here. You know, so.
So does Leia. You just heard her growl.
Yeah, well, here she comes.
Here
comes the puppy dog, the recovery dog. Yeah. So yeah, guys. I mean, it's imperative. That's the word. It's imperative that you lock in and lock on. We're coming into a new year, and I'm predicting that there's going to be a revival of the human spirit. There's going to be some redemption felt around the world, but in particular in your own life, in your own little circle. I believe that the people who have been the most downtrodden, who've been through the most, are going to be the people who are going to rise up and be the greatest spokespeoper for this thing that we're talking, the Jesus movement, this love movement. I believe that because if you were chosen to be somebody who had to suffer through addiction, you're special. Believe it or don't, you're special. And I know it's hard to believe, but if you were chosen to do it and you end up coming out of, if you're one of the 9%ers. Because 91% of the people who go through treatment and go into recovery relapse within the first years, most within the first 30 days.
Could you explain to me why that's like a privilege coming? I mean, of course it's a privilege coming out of it.
Well, because you are.
Good Lord, it's a hell going through it.
Yeah, well, but if you come out of it, you've gone through hell and you come out on the other side. You're a survivor.
You have two choices. Either you come out of it or you go 6 feet under.
Yeah, or you're institutionalized. You know, those are the three choices. You know, I'm gonna be the first to tell you that it ain't easy, baby. It ain't easy, but it is damn well worth it. Okay, it is more than worth it. And so I suggest very strongly, and like with everything that you got, that you make this proclamation going into this new year, is that I'm going to live my life the way that I should be living it, not caught up in some kind of scenario that is not me. Because we asked you earlier in one of the shows, who are you? Are you a drug addict? Is that your title? Or you somebody who got caught up, you know, but you're a loving, caring, a redemptive child of God. I believe that's who you are. I believe the human spirit is so powerful.
I believe that we're all children of God. You're all there to be found.
Yeah. And you know, there's help out there, guys. Sean will say to you all the time, there's help out there. You got to seek it.
I remember, like you were there when I said it, it's only pain.
It's only pain, baby. And that's what is at the base of it all is pain. Sometimes trying to get away from some sort of pain, whether it be emotional, spiritual, physical, whatever it is. You know, it's trying to alleviate the pain. And I tell you what alleviates pain is joy. What alleviates pain is love. What alleviates pain is laughter. You know, smile. When you feel bad, smile. You know, it's an old song. Smile when you're whatever. But you'll find that it is chemically and physically impossible to feel bad while you're smiling. And so just force it, because, you know, a forced smile is better than a sincere frown. You know, a smile is just a frown turned upside down.
Hey, you've never walked into a room and they're just like yelling at you. With a smile on my face. Well, I don't ever yell at you anyway, so that's a bad analogy. But
no. But
so I don't ever yell at you and me. I don't yell at nobody. I have no analogies for this.
Sure.
So smiling is
you either.
It increases your face value. Okay. Smile.
That's a good thing.
Smile. Please, guys, I want you, I'm praying with everything that I got that you can get this sense of well-being that goes along with accepting that, this life is so worth it. It's worth it.
One of my favorite songs, I've got many favorite songs, but Elton John, I'm Still Standing.
Yeah. That's a great song. And there's that saying too, you got to stand for something or you just fall for anything. Yeah. And that's what happens. You got fell for the old okie doke. You've been bamboozled, flim-flammed. The best is on the other side, baby. The best is living your authentic life, living that life. You see, the most valuable property on this planet is a cemetery. And the reason is, and most people go to their grave with their treasures, their gifts, their talents, still buried deep inside of them. The world did not get the opportunity to experience your composition of music that would have changed everything, or your painting that would have created a whole new artistic movement, or your baking or cooking skills that created a whole nother genre of culinary. You take this one.
I was thinking, they could have been the world's best, crash test dummy,
Yeah, we need those. We need those too. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, find out what it is that you do for free, that gives you a passion, and do it. Just do it. Do it. Just do it. See, there's a guy, right? And he comes home from work and he brings some work home with him because, he's got an assignment that's due the next day and it's, it's got to be done. So he's got a 5-year-old kid though. And it's, how 5-year-olds are. They're full of wonder and questions like, why is there air and why is that thing blue and whatever the case might be, and just running around. And so the guy thought he got smart and ripped out a page out of a magazine that had a picture of the world on it, and he tore it into little pieces and grabbed some Scotch tape and gave it to his son and said, "Hey son, go put this picture of the world back together, and as soon as you're done with that, then Daddy will probably be done with what he's got to do, buying some time, obviously, and then we'll go and play and get some ice cream, whatever the case might be." And so the little boy goes down, he sits down, and he's putting it together, and he's like, that's one of his favorite things to do. So he's putting it together, and then 5 minutes he was back, and his dad was amazed, and his dad said, "Son, how did you put that picture of the world together so quickly?" And the little boy said, "Well, Daddy, because when you gave me the picture, the things, it was, and you had it upside down, there was a picture." I think I saw some eyeballs and I saw some arms and some legs and things. And so I figured, oh, that was a man. So I said, well, okay, I'm going to put the man together. So I put the man, and I put the whole man together, right? And then once I put the man together, the world came together. Wait for it.
And silence.
Yeah, that's the message. That's our message, folks. That's our message. Our message is exactly that, and it's going to be that as long as you know us. It's time for us to step up to the plate. It's time for us to stop procrastinating. It's time for us to get out of that conformity thing that we've all got ourselves caught up in. We do the same thing every day, doing it the same way, without any type of creative input, without any type of love, passion. It's just kind of perfunctionary, whatever that word is. Okay, there's a big, beautiful world out there just waiting for you to explore it, just waiting for you to contribute to it.
I saw this picture today, and there was a bald eagle flying, and a crow actually landed on the bald eagle's back and was riding with the eagle, just checking stuff out, And to me, I was just like, wow, that's an awesome picture for that photographer to be there at that time to take that picture. If he'd been looking the other way, he would have missed it. So you never know what's right in front of you guys.
Yeah. And you know what? One of my favorite sayings, and it's true, is that you don't know what you don't know. And so there's so much out there. See, we think we're so smart that we know every doggone thing, but our best thoughts have gotten us in the most trouble. You know what I mean? So go out there, explore, examine. We live in an age of information where you can Google just about anything. You can Bing it. You can Yahoo it. You can ask Siri. You can ask Alexa. You can ask. Just all you got to do is ask. ASK. That's the thing, right? Asking it shall be given. Seeking you shall find. Knocking the door shall be open. What is it that you need to know? You know how to fix a broken tooth? Go on YouTube.
You guys remember how hard it was before you do was it Dewey Decimal thing?
Yeah.
And you go through and you get that little index card and you're like,
oh my God,
there's books on G7, and then you find the thing and you're like, nope, book's not there. No.
Yeah,
that was 45 minutes gone. And
yeah.
Now you go.
Now you can get all the answers.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. And listen, my favorite song is by Donnie McClurkin, and it's called "We Fall Down But We Get Up." And the reason that I love that song is because it says, we fall down but we get up, and it says that a saint is just a sinner who fell down. It's the reality. We all fall down, guys. We all fall down, but it's that resilient human nature that we have that we can get back up again.
No, I flew a couple times being hit.
And boom, and it was just that sudden landing that made it all not so much fun.
No, I was like, whee!
But look, we're still sitting here.
Every single.
So guys, it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what you've done. All that is behind us. We're going forward. Okay. And it says, don't give up. Normally it is the last key on the ring which opens the door. It's like our story from us travelers. I lost the keys at the airport. Where were we at? The last place we looked. The one place that was closed that day. But it was the last place that we looked, and I knew we were going to find them, but I didn't know it was going to be
an adventure.
An adventure, yeah. But you just don't know what you don't know what you don't know, guys. And so go see, go and ask somebody, go and do some stuff out there. There's some really, really good stuff out there in the world, and some of it is something that you're supposed to be doing. So get up off your couch.
And make your own rules.
And make your own rules. Stop being defined by what everybody else says you should do.
Make your own rules.
Step out
Merry Christmas is coming up to a New Year's. Make your own rules to what's healthy and right for you.
That's right.
There you go.
And that's the truth. She said
that's a fact.
That's a fact, Jack. Any parting words, Sean?
Just for those of us who did make it through Christmas with hurting your family or whatever else, or kicking the dog.
Yeah.
It was a tough time for everybody, but you guys survived it. You're here.
Shannon's unfortunately not feeling well. She's laid down.
Okay, we're going out. The producer said, you got any last thing you want to say?
Hopefully Shannon's feeling better.
Have a good night, guys. We love you guys. Peace. Rambling on.